Kanpai to you all. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Kanpai. I know it's not even October yet.
It's not even Halloween.
I know.
Despite what Xeno's dressed as.
The amount of Christmas stuff I've seen already coming out, it's so sad. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome to episode 206 of Kanpai Cast, where we're going to be talking about anime tourism. But first, as always, it is the housekeeping. Like, comment, subscribe. There's buttons down there for that. If you look down below, there are a whole bunch of buttons there, and you can click on them, and they do things. In fact, I've seen if you click on the subscribe button recently, it's started, flashing and looking all cool and stuff. They finally implemented that across the board, I think.
Unless you're already subscribed, in which case that doesn't do much.
Well, then you unsubscribe and then you resubscribe, and that way the algorithm's like, oh, look at all this activity, look at all this subscribe activity. We also have a audio version on including Spotify, but also for your other favorite podcasting apps. We have a Discord that you can join and have fun there. What were we talking about recently? We're talking about something there recently.
Lots. Yeah, we had long discussions onto the weird topics about anime and the different things that we end up discussing on the show, even.
And Zeno and I also do streaming stuff during the week, so you can come check that out. And I think that's basically it for the housekeeping. So Zeno, this is actually your topic. So why don't you tell us what made you decide to go with anime tourism?
In all honesty, a large part of this stems from the fact that... What even is
anime tourism? Sorry.
I'll get there.
Okay.
So a large part of this is the fact that a certain group of creators did a video. A lot of very strong hot takes. We're not here to talk about the hot takes. We are here to talk about the concept in its totality. And anime tourism is typically... I think it's a bit of a mean term, but basically it's for those individuals that just consume the super popular, not the super mainstream anime, not the best anime, not shows like Full Metal Alchemist or Frieren or Apothecary Diaries. We're talking about stuff like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, all the super popular
shows.
It's like being an American. It's like being an American and going to visit England, and not only going to London, but only going to the tourist spots in London.
In part, it's also down to the fact of there's a negative connotation to this, where these content creators or a lot of content creators utilize the most popular shows to effectively promote bullying within the greater anime community. So you'll often be asked the question, like, which is the most toxic anime fan base around. And a lot of people have turned around. They've even said My Hero Academia. They've said One Piece. They've said can't remember if Bleach was in that. I don't think it was, but you get like a lot of...
It was in the original days.
Yeah, but you get a lot of...
Big Three.
You get a lot of toxicity when it comes to this, and it's kind of promoted because it drives engagement on the algorithms on social media and stuff. So realistically, what we are talking about is what it means to be an anime fan back in the 2000s, when realistically anime was really kicking off in the West. What it means to be an anime fan today. What the difference was for both sets. Is there realistically a problem with anime fans, or is it down to social media and things? There's a lot of talking points that we've got here to discuss, but I think it's safe to say from a starting point that the three of us started in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's correct for me.
Nasuth?
Well, what? Sorry.
Wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I'm having a bit of a weird day today.
Nasuth lives in Spain, but the S is silent.
Right. So I was saying, like, I think it's safe to say that all three of us started anime realistically in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Definitely late 90s. Early 2000s was when I was kind of getting out of it, because as it was getting more mainstream, you started to get a lot more trash, like Chobits and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know. Plus, the turn to digital art was really rough back then, so it also turned me sort of the same way CGI is for a while these days. But late 90s, definitely late 90s.
Right. And a lot of more mainstream anime fans, they typically watch stuff on platforms that are like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu. To a lesser extent, I'm going to include... I don't really want to include Crunchyroll in this, because like Crunchyroll is a specialist platform specifically for anime, whereas Netflix and the like, they're not really. They're just like your generic broadcast streaming platforms, and they just have a few anime on there. And because
Netflix
they have
and Disney Plus, yes. Crunchyroll and High Dive, no.
Yeah, I think that they are more niche, but I mean, I could be wrong in that regard. Because it's so popular now. So my first question to the pair of you: Weeb or Weeaboo? What does it mean to you?
I think it's kind of changed over the years, but it used to mean somebody who's so far into the anime subculture that they were like, ending sentences with desu or nya, or really fetishizing the Japanese, what they considered to be Japanese culture, whether they were right or wrong about it.
See, Weeb came about before the common modern usage of cringe, but it was very much associated with cringe culture, I would say. So, before cringe was cringe, as it were, it was that way of describing somebody who was a fan in a way that made other people feel uncomfortable.
And what kind of examples would indicate like this degree of uncomfort?
There is a very famous Vine from back when Vine existed of a young man pulling I think it's an extendable rod with one of those like pointing fingers on the end of it, and wielding it like an anime sword as he takes up a stance and shouts, "I have the power of God and anime on my side."
Yeah.
And that
classic.
it's like that's like a classic that you could see that child being a weeb.
I think also there is a non-consensual familiarity when having conversations. Like I've been to a few anime conventions in my youth, and the number of times I'm having a private conversation with my friends, and then someone just tries to like slide into the conversation and, "Oh yeah, but have you considered this?" I'm like, who the fuck are you? Right? Like, yeah.
These days, you'd pull out a map and wave it through the air, and somebody else has to ask you what you're doing, and you say, "I'm trying to find who asked."
Yeah.
I would also add that I think one of the things that's changed is anyone who had a waifu back in those days was considered a weeaboo, right? And these days that's become more acceptable in the anime circles. Like, even other anime fans would look down on waifu subculture.
I find that very interesting that you say that, because, like, I mean, I wonder how many people back in the early 2000s would say they had a waifu.
Yeah.
Right?
They might say they liked an anime character, and, you know, if she was real, sure, but having a waifu was you know, very, very different.
It's very interesting in this respect, because the term didn't become the kind of even mildly positive connotation it has now, where you just really like a female character.
Yeah, it used to be an obsession. Like, you thought they were real, sort of thing.
I'm wondering if it comes from the exposure to anime, you know, and looking it up on the early internet, from the most extreme sides of the culture in Japan itself. Because in Japan, it's still, being an otaku in Japan is still not exactly the most popular thing. And when weebs were unpopular, otaku in Japan were unpopular as well in the same way. So they had these very vehement subcultures where a waifu, you meant you had a body pillow, you meant you had a little shrine to the character. And those are the people that would go online and would make the websites for these shows and characters they're passionate about. So people who were in the West maybe thought that was how normal anime fans in Japan acted.
But I swear otaku also used to be the positive version in the West. So if you were an otaku, you were just an anime fan. Or maybe a really big anime fan, but still just an anime fan. But if you were a weeaboo, you were way off the deep end.
Yes, and I just think that in Japan there wasn't much of a difference, and it was just the nail-bitingly vociferous kind of fans that made the most dedicated websites, as it were.
I think that off the back of the Japan side, because again, like, we're just three weebs. What the fuck do we know, right? But I think that in Japan there was a massive negative stereotype. Comparison here would be how in the late 90s, early 2000s, America was trying to brand video games as the cause for certain activities at school that should be brought into question and happen way too frequently in America. And it was just a case of, I think that there was this negative connotation in Japan. If you were an otaku, right, you were considered someone that was unhelpful to society. You were a burden on society. You didn't contribute in any way, shape, or form. You didn't have a job. Your general... maybe, but your overall general hygiene was in the toilet. Your, there was this stigma of being an otaku in Japan, and only really recently has that kind of changed. You can be a functioning adult and an otaku.
It came to... I think a lot of it came in Japan from the switch to defining the particular, like the basement dwellers that didn't do anything, as slightly more specific terms instead, where it became like a subdivide between the people that were geeky and nerdy and the basement dwellers. We have basement dwellers, a very good term. Yes, and so neat was one. Let's say there's a word that means like home guard. So it's literally a person. Yeah, which was it's does nothing but stays at home and pretends he's useful, guarding the place.
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh.
There's more derived, more specific terms, and so it freed up otaku and other terminology to be a little bit more mainstream. Hikiko.
Yeah, that's it. Hakikimori. Wait, Hakikimori?
Hikikimori? Is it?
No, that looks like a clothes brand.
Yes. Hikikomori. That's the one. See in Wikipedia. Just
there we go. I knew I remembered that term. Reclusive adolescents or adults who withdraw from social life, often seeking extreme degrees of isolation and confinement.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I
recognize that term. I recognize that term from a terrible song parodying waifu culture.
I mean, don't get me wrong, because like there's been a number of instances where, even to this year, what do you do? I'm a web developer. I keep all the servers running for my company. It's like, oh, so you're a basement dweller?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I live in a loft apartment. I get plenty of sunlight. Thank you very fucking much.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Stop. Stop. Right? So one question I have before moving on. With Weebs, did you feel at any point in time in the 2000s there was an over-exaggerated amount of, you like that show? Or, because don't get me wrong, right? The three of us, we are really good friends and we love to take the piss out of each other's taste in anime, right? But that is the relationship we have. That is something that I would never expect someone from outside of the three of us to be able to just riff on. You don't like Demon Slayer? Not Demon Slayer. Devilman Crybaby. Xeno, your taste in anime is awful. I would never accept that outside of the three of us.
That's me being genuine. That's not me being. That's
no. But we have that relationship. But my point is, we have that relationship now.
Yeah.
Whereas, if someone from outside of the literal three of us did that, I would be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Right. But would you say that in the early 2000s in weeaboo culture that was particularly prevalent, or would you say that
if people heard you liked anime, they thought of stuff like La Blue Girl or anything that was there just to show off titties and ass, essentially. Mm-hmm. They thought you were a pervert, and that was the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Sorry, correction. I'm saying the weeaboo was the bully. Did the weeaboo ever?
Gatekeeping.
Would they?
Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
We have done a whole episode of gatekeeping in anime, but
would you say they ever turn up and just go, you like Chobits? I'm sorry, or you like Evangelion? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe we could look at getting a refund on your time.
So.
The other way around, where it's the outside looking in, where you'd have like air quotes normies judging weeaboos. Yes, 100%. I completely agree with you. Right? You just like the cartoon porn, right?
I think the closest I could remember would also be tied up with like homophobia. It was essentially if you enjoyed anything, if you were a guy and you enjoyed anything that was super girly, then cooties, gross, sort of thing. Yeah. But that's not explicitly because of anime. So I don't know if that counts.
Actually, I would say.
Sorry, I was going to interrupt. There was a person that I knew watched anime at school, and I was very much an outcast at school. I definitely was not anyone's friend until I ended up becoming friends later on. And the one person I knew that did watch anime, I remember them talking about watching it on, like on Sci-Fi and on these Sky channels that actually had one episode of thing. They said, "Yeah, it sucks. I can't do anything between this time and this time because that's when Sailor Moon's on and I can't watch it." Yeah, a little bit of little bit of the homophobia there. But that's maybe because at that time girls had cooties as well. So,
like, it is really interesting because I wish we actually had a female guest on right now, because I wish that they could tell us from their perspective what it was like in the early 2000s. Because I can easily imagine a weeb trying to hit on a female weeb, a male weeb hitting on a female weeb, and doing it so badly that it's, you know, to the point of like, you like Sailor Moon? Let me show you some good anime like Gundam Wing.
Yeah, let me show you my Berserk VHS tapes.
Yeah, and the female we would walk off, and the male we would go, yes, I'm in. You know, I could easily envision that happening, right? However,
we have these days content creators that parody exactly that.
Yeah.
You know, they're like that guy who lies on his bed and has bare feet. And hello, princess.
What?
No, you've not seen that guy?
I've not seen that one.
No, he comes up a lot in these compilations of stupid things to make other people laugh, because he's doing it for laughs. He can't even hold the bit for the whole video, but he has a fedora on, and he'll be lying on his bed facing the camera, and he'll be like have his bare feet lifted up behind him as if, you know, like kicking them in the air, and he'll bring props up with his feet and clap his feet.
I've never seen this.
No? Oh, no. It's like, you're like, hello, princess. The party starts at 9. I think we'll play some spin the bottle. And he'll like pick up a wine bottle with his toes. And with just a little spin, 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 and he'll wave it around. And then, oh, look, it's pointing at me. I guess it's time for a kiss. And he'll lean into the camera, then pop back out again and say, oh, surprise me there. The tongue was a good
oh, you know, God damn
it! You know, and that kind of thing. And he does it for the humor. He can't even keep the bit going himself. As you can see him as he's reaching for the camera to turn it off, going.
God,
it's actually really good, because he actually picked up a whole golf club between his toes at one point to say they're off for mini golf. It's hilarious.
It just okay. Well, Thalien's taste aside, so where the hell were we going with this?
I think we're saying that archetype still exists. That weeb archetype still exists. Well, no, it's just been kind of pushed further down into the subculture.
Well, my point is that with Weebs or Weeaboos, like way back when, it wasn't really, from my perspective and from the sounds of it, all three of us, we never really saw Weeaboos criticizing and lambasting other weebs for their
specifically
taste in
for anime. Yeah.
But again, I want to really caveat that this is a very small subset of examples, and the one demographic I really want to hear from is the female demographic, because I could, as I said, readily envision creepy guys
anime nerd.
Right. But moving on to the anime tourist side of things. So this is something that has come about in the last, I want to say 5 or so years since the pandemic. This is something where gatekeeping has become exceptionally prevalent. And effectively it is negatively impacting a lot of, I suppose, anime society. I mean, like, look how I still get the odd short now and then of content creators still pissed that Solo Leveling won Anime of the Year over Freerun. Like, it's like, come on. You can't, there's no way you can justify it. You cannot fucking justify that. It's just, no. But the side of this is that there is a lot of people that, you know, are shit posting on, oh, I can't believe you like the second season of Demon Slayer, right? Look how that suddenly turned from, oh yeah, Demon Slayer is amazing, to, oh, this is mid. This is so mid. Mid. Right? Or I think an even better example is that one episode in season 2 of Solo Leveling.
Oh God! When he cries over his mother. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
How dare our aura farming protagonists show human emotion? Ugh.
Negative aura. All aura lost.
Right.
Ugh.
So, do we want to spend any more time on talking on the definition of an anime tourist, or do we think we've covered that?
Not so much a definition of anime tourist, but I did have somebody raise some very good points to me when I was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that tourist, as a term in this case, is actually synonymous with the term poser in other subgenres of other subcultures. So, particularly in the music subcultures, punk, metal, hip hop, there were always posers in those. People who would pose as a member of that subgenre for the aesthetic because they thought it made them look cool, or to get a date because they thought that that's how they did it. You know, being in the subculture made them automatically in with that crowd. And so the concept's been around for a long time. I think the biggest one is, in fact, sports. Because sports is such a global thing. As I'm aware that there's whole countries out there that hold what they call global leagues or World Series, even though the rest of the world with more, you know, like global sports.
The World Series of baseball, yep.
Tweed.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's always been posers in everything. You know, people who are there in a way that is definitely not true to what the actual genre or subculture is about. And so it's actually, you know, it's not surprising to see it in anime. The clear difference is how anime's transformed from unpopular to popular over time.
So I'm loving this, right? Because one of the points that I wanted to raise was, is tourist the right word? Because in all honesty, I hate that, right? I feel to be a tourist is like being a tourist when you're going to visit another country, right? You can go visit another country, you can experience the culture, you can experience the way of life, you can experience the food, you can experience everything, but you're not a resident. You're there to, you know, you're on holiday, you're there for a brief visit to then go home eventually.
I think they're specifically talking about the kind of tourist who spends like 6 months learning French from audio tapes or something, and then goes to France and thinks they can speak the language, or that if they speak louder, you'll be able to understand them. You know, it's that kind of tourist who thinks they are part of the culture because they put in this bare minimum effort.
I disagree. I think that this is the part of tourism that is obnoxious, that is disruptive. Like, look at all the... look at all the geishas, like the whole street in Kyoto that is now banning tourists because of how... Look at how many people are climbing on...
Intrusive that people are to take photos,
Yeah, defacing shrines, doing pull-ups on shrines, hugging the Hachiko statue. Is it Hachiko? Is that the name of the dog?
I think so.
Yeah, climbing up on the statue and giving it a hug. Yeah.
Well,
right.
Taking pictures in front of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, or which the people guarding that come along, like put their hands up. Sorry, that's my microphone. Put their hands up in front of the painting so that it can't be in the photo. But another one is there's a rather famous news article a couple of years ago.
I should say taking flash photos in front of the Mona Lisa specifically.
But a woman was caught and deported from a South American country because she climbed one of the steps temples, the pyramids.
Oh, yes.
Down there. And she was
Ziggurat?
80 feet up this pyramid, ziggurat, yes.
Right.
And took a stone off the top or near the top.
Oh my god!
To bring down as a souvenir. And so she was literally arrested.
So we're talking
and
about
deported.
that kind of tourist. Okay, yeah.
That is my take on this. But likewise, Nasuth, it doesn't mean your take on it is any worse. Yeah, because like again, I personally think the term tourist is too vague. I love the idea of a weeb poser or an anime poser because like is there ever a positive connotation to the term poser?
Not that I can think of.
Software
Poser? What the fuck is a software
as
poser?
in poser, the software.
Oh, as in like posing 3D animated.
Yes. I'm fairly sure there is a bit of software called Poser. Which
there
is
is.
actually quite good.
For making animations, yeah.
Okay, you're making things up. I know you are. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So,
but in terms as an actual term and not a piece of software or whatnot, or like a posable statue that you're using to make your art with. No, I don't think poser has any positive connotations to it.
Yeah. So I think honestly we should not call them anime tourists. But yeah, bring back poser.
Hashtag bring back poser.
But like, you know, I mean, do you think
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Because you can have perfectly good, nice tourists who aren't bad at all, and maybe genuinely interested, and if you could talk to them, you could get them to come in further.
Yes, respectful people that are willing to put a bit of money towards local attractions and stimulate the economy, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, like when we went to Japan, we tried to be very mindful of what we were doing, to the point what?
It's the difference between somebody who visits Ireland and is just there to enjoy it, and somebody who's like, yes, my great-great-great-grandfather was Irish, so I totally have a right to just go, you know, do all this cool... Yeah, exactly. That's the difference.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, right?
Sorry, just as a side to that, wasn't there a pub in Ireland, one of the oldest pubs, that now has a policy where if somebody comes in and says that, and say, what was his name? And they go out and they check this yellow bit of paper and says, yeah, he owes us 50 quid.
Brilliant.
You know, there's a policy now. If somebody comes in and says, my great-great-great-grandfather was from here, yeah, so with interest, he owes us 50 quid.
Oh, that's...
Love
it.
That's
the tab open with us.
Trust the Irish. Something beautiful like that.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that. Absolutely fantastic. But at the same time, we're talking about these anime posers with the context of bullying. You know, you shouldn't like this. You should watch this. You should... Yeah, gatekeeping. Again, like the number of times where, you know, you people are asked, like you see shorts and things like this, and who's the most cringe anime character in anime, right? I'm interested to hear your takes on it, right?
Oh gosh.
First off, what's your answer? Who is the most cringe character in anime, and who do you think people said in these shorts? You know, if you're listening to us, feel free to pause and comment who you think is the most cringe anime character and who other people voted for, and before we continue on. Who do you think is the most cringe anime character?
I think I've got a three-way tie.
Go on then.
I think I've got the protagonist, the male protagonist from Chobits. I've got Kirito, and I've got Zenitsu.
Okay.
I think those are my top three. It's hard to say for sure, but yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay.
That's good for like cringe acting characters. I think the most cringe character overall for me is more like Shinji Ikari, because that's a character that is legitimately just written to be pathetic.
Yes. Yeah. I would have said Issei, right, from High School Double D. The guy's like the biggest lecherous perv known to mankind, right?
Yeah, I can see that, but he does embrace it, so it does make him free, even if he's cringe.
Right. Okay. So who do you think were the 3 most common cringe anime characters that people said?
It's going to be something like from mainstream shonen, like Naruto or something.
Yeah.
So there's him. There's going to be.
Do you know the character's name?
Oh, from Naruto.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
No, it's going to be
Sakura.
something like. No, not Sakura. It's going to be like something like Hinata or Sasuke.
Nope. Jiraiya.
Really?
Jiraiya was one of them, right?
Wow. Okay.
You are totally correct on the mainstream anime vibe, by the way, right? Who do you think the other 2 are?
Is it going to be somebody from Dragon Ball Z?
Nope.
It's gonna be somebody from Demon Slayer.
Nope.
No.
My Hero Academia. It's going to be Mineta.
Yeah, that was the most common one, right?
Well, that one's fair though. Mineta is really cringe. I completely forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that show past like episode 6, so.
But I wouldn't say he's more cringe than the 3 that we've named. Right?
Maybe on
Underpants,
par.
thank you, please.
I think the abridged makes him a hell of a lot worse, right? And then the last one?
Oh, no, I can't think. Go on.
Sanji from One Piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
my
Yeah.
God.
Sure. Yeah.
Master Roshi was like a top contender, but he was rarely ever brought up.
he's
But
a
yeah,
pervert.
Yeah,
I'm
Dragon
not
Ball
sure
Z
he's
is too
cringe.
Dragon Ball Z is a little too old these days, I think.
well, I'd argue that Naruto's like being
Well,
being ended
because
as
Naruto, then Shippuden, then Boruto has kind of kept it in the zeitgeist.
but Jiraiya's not a thing in fucking Boruto. I don't even know if he's a thing in Shippuden.
No. Oh, no, in Shippuden's where he dies.
There you go. So, but even so, but the whole point is like even the main character. I even feel like the main character from School Days is like so much worse than but yeah, so the whole point is that I feel that these content creators, they go for these like really big names because they're trying to generate a buzz, and because they're trying to generate a buzz, you get copycats, and because you're getting copycats, you're influencing the greater audience to go like, hey, do you know what's a really cool thing to do? Shit take on people.
It's like people who go out to campuses or whatever and get these like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sound bites from students, and then they pare them down to just the ones that are saying stupid things for like those Americans don't know X compilations. They pick just the ones that don't get it or are really bad.
Yeah. It's massive clickbait. I mean, like, hell, I do it for Notice Me Senpai, right? We've got, a 30-minute episode, and I'm taking a minute and a half, divided amongst 3 shorts to make, some interesting clickbaity thing. Because I have to bloody compete with the algorithm to make sure that the algorithm doesn't just push me down. Which... Unless you have anything else you guys want to talk about anime posers.
No.
Brings me on to my next point. Do you think Weeaboos would be just as bad as anime posers if the social media of today existed back in the early 2000s. If TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter existed back in the early 2000s, as they do now, right? So we're not talking anime popularity has changed. We are just talking about
timeline.
we're just talking about the soapboxes existed. Do you think
and the incentive to farm engagement via conflict and such, you know?
No, I think that Weeaboos would be approaching it from the opposite side. They would be clickbaiting using the outrage of why is nobody watching this? Why are you not? You're lesser for not watching anime.
Right.
As opposed to, you're lesser for not expanding your thing and watching all of these shows. There's all this stuff out there. Why are you not watching it? Because Weeaboos prided themselves more on the fact that they watched all of these things.
Why have you not watched Otaku no Video?
Chobits.
No.
Why have you? Why have you not watched this really great show about AI called Chobits or something like that? They wouldn't have any better taste than they did, in shows, but they would be loud and asking people why they're not watching it. Because if anime is not any more popular than it was back then they would be on there clickbaiting to get people to do it, as opposed to gatekeeping what people should be watching.
I don't know. I still think there would be. I think there still would be a certain amount of gatekeeping involved.
I'd get that. Fan accounts.
But it would be like you're not a real fan if you haven't watched Akira or Evangelion or Cowboy Bebop
Cowboy Bebop.
I don't know about that, because if we think back to the 2000s, how did we watch anime? Right? We either bought VHS or we pre-ordered
DVD when it came out.
Yeah, DVD box sets when they came out, or we what was the we watched it on Toonami.
Toonami, Sci-Fi Channel, places when they had that. They'd have one program on some channels that was animated. And it was anime, but it was some obscure one, like Ark the Lad or something.
I don't remember ever seeing Ark the Lad on, but I mean,
I think it was just more obscure for me. So if you, a lot of it was bootleg tapes and stuff that were passed around. Not all of it. There was some legit stuff. My brother owns a legit copy of the VHSs for Trigun. But I think because it was a little more obscure, people would, when they were introducing friends to it, they would make sure to introduce them to the big stuff, like Akira, like Trigun, or like Trigun, Evangelion, the stuff that made a huge impact on the community at that time. Cowboy Bebop was a little later. That was 2001. Was it 2001 or was it 99?
Ish. No. I think it was definitely 2000s.
Yeah. So that was kind of when Toonami was starting to pick things up over here too.
But I mean, even Gundam Wing and things like that. I mean, there was a lot more. So there was a lot less choice in what you did get to see, and that
started to open up in the 2000s with digisubs and more digital distribution of stuff starting up.
Yeah, and I think that, in all honesty, I'm on board with Thaylien. You probably find more people talking about how you can watch this stuff, how you can acquire it for your own viewing pleasure, because I remember I remember sharing with Evil Racer Elfen Lied, right? And he watched it and he binge watched the whole thing in one sitting. He was awake all night watching Elfen Lied because he didn't expect to be so absorbed. I don't think Elfen Lied carries like it did back then. Like I don't think it's aged well. But it was so different. It was so new. It was so
exactly.
It was kind of the Death Note of the mid 2000s. But
everything
it was
kind
early
of felt
2000s.
like that back then too. Like seeing Trigun, it was like nothing the West has ever done is like this. Seeing Evangelion, say what you will about the end of it.
Oh yeah.
But like it was so insane
Different.
and mind-bending that it was nothing like we'd ever seen, but et cetera, et cetera. And now I think the problem is that there's so much of it, and it's been out for so long over here that everything kind of starts to feel like, oh, this is just something I've seen before.
But there's also the ease of access.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's, I think, a huge factor.
I'm getting off topic anyway. I'm sorry.
No. I think we're still on topic. Like, I think the ease of access plays a huge part in the anime poser mindset. Not just the social media aspects. Yes, you're still going to have people that are like, you have shit taste in anime because you rate School Days 9 out of 10. You're still going to get that mentality. However, I feel that it won't be nearly as prevalent as it is today.
It'd be more like
Thaylien,
people trying to
you
get
seem
you
to be
interested in the thing than in fighting as much as it is now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I just genuinely feel that it would be loud and proud. I'm an anime fan. You guys are all wrong.
Yeah.
Because you did kind of see a lot of that stuff back, especially back in early YouTube. You'd see people like, oh, this is my favorite anime. Here are all my anime collectibles, sort of thing,
Do you know what early YouTube was filled with that really emblemized this? Was the AMVs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, anime videos where they take anything.
I just found a website that actually catalogs a whole bunch of classic AMVs from that era. And it's tried to preserve ones that have been lost. It's crazy.
Yeah. And the only thing I compare it to in terms of the veracity that people would put their favorite animes to music is the Disney crack shippers. Who, now this was a trend that I was aware of because I was on Tumblr, and it's where Disney or DreamWorks or something would bring out a movie that would have characters that people would ship together. And they would actually go to the effort of clipping and rotoscoping in scenes to make it seem like there was a romantic plot going on as if they were in the same movie. So you'd have a lot of Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet being shipped with a lot of female characters from the rest of Disney because he was on a ship and so there's a lot of other things in the ship. There was somebody who did a very weirdly detailed job of putting Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians in with Elsa. To its two ice characters that would freeze each other.
Let me clarify this. So basically, you're talking about fan edits.
Yes.
Where people. So what time frame was this?
This was. Hang on. When was the first Frozen?
It's something that still goes on, but
it's something that still goes on. But this was a whole period on Tumblr and early YouTube in the 2010s mostly.
Right.
Kind of
so a little later than what we're talking about, but fair enough.
A little later than what we're talking about, but it's still,
I mean, that's a huge undertaking. Because,
it is.
Rotoscoping and masking, things like that, that's so difficult, even by today's standard. Yes, you have auto-rotoscoping tools, but most of those are built to exclusively for live action stuff and can't do 2D animation in the slightest. So it's, again, and running it on computers like back in the early 2010s, like with the limited software that was available, like
I feel the same way about some of the AMVs that are out there. Like you look at them and you're like, how did somebody do this on a 2003 computer? This is incredible.
Yeah.
People could barely do this on a computer now.
I mean, like we've seen plenty of shorts where they put characters from Free Ren with Overlord, Misfit of Demon King Academy, Ashoka Tensei. They hodgepodge all those characters together, and it looks pretty damn good. The sheer volume of effort needed to do that, though, is no small undertaking, especially for 3D stuff and Disney stuff that loves to be animated on ones. Oh my god. Thaylien's just linked us one which has Ariel and Peter Pan
on
the thumbnail. Ago. Yeah, that's crazy. The volume of effort that has to be involved in that is just...
So that's 2015. It's the mid to early 2010s. This was really, really popular, and it still goes on today. There's one from only like 6 years ago where it's just Jack Frost and Elsa. You can get other very, very weird ones going on from much, much earlier.
Yep. I'm not quite sure why we deviated to this. Why did we?
Because it's the same kind of veracity as people that made AMVs that wanted this fan base, this massive fan base
that wanted to get people in.
A massive love for the genre, for the show, for anything, that they just wanted to produce content for it. In the same way that many anime fans still want to produce content for things now, but it's more fan art, fan theories and things. It is more.
It's become such a wider...
what the original work was, and talking about it rather than trying to mix it in with other things you really like.
I have a question for you.
Right? I have an answer for you. Let's see if they match.
Do you think that the downward shifting quality of anime production has led to the negative attitudes of certain demographics? To clarify, think of this as the superhero genre. With the MCU, the boom of the superhero genre was massive. The bubble was enormous,
huge,
and worth billions, hundreds of billions. Yep. It was so...
Not
prevalent.
The first time that's happened, but probably the most famous,
Yes.
Yep.
However, the bubble did pop, and Disney proceeded to continue to push out slop, right? Terrible
they had
movies.
Some good ones, but majority slop.
Yeah, majority slop. And as such, people like myself are like, oh, superhero movie? No, I'm good, thanks. I literally had this conversation with the most recent Tron Ares trailer. Like, a friend of mine's like, hey, do you want to go see Tron Ares? I'm like, you have seen the trailer, right? And I think we've talked about not going to go see that movie. But the whole point is that do you think that there is so much slop out there now that the negative attitudes in not only the anime posers but also anime fans in general are coming out a lot more? Or do you think it has no connotation whatsoever?
Oh, swing and a miss.
What?
That was his answer.
That was my answer.
Oh.
They don't match. They don't match, unfortunately. Oh.
Okay, so no, I would say that what's led to this, the diversification of anime. I don't say there is a lot of slop in anime, but I think that's just because it's become so diversified now that it doesn't have to compete with other shows. It doesn't have to fill a time slot on TV. It's now got its dedicated channels, its dedicated websites, its dedicated formats of being shown. And because it's so wide now, we can the ones that we see have much more diversity from good to bad. And that has just been able to bring in more people. It's gotten more popular, and therefore what we're seeing is not so much a downtrend in the views. I think that there were these views all along, and that the gatekeeping and posing still existed before, but because of the massive influx of people, we're able to encounter it more, and the scum can rise to the top, as it were, because of the algorithms.
But what I'm asking,
that's how that works.
What I'm asking is more to do with: do you think the fact that there is more scum to rise to the top, people are being more vocal and vitriolic about said scum, right? Or do you think it has no bearing on it whatsoever, and people are out for clickbait?
Okay, so we're not talking about the actual anime itself
happen.
and the availability of it. We're talking about how people react to tourists or bad takes or what have you, right?
Yeah. So it's so basically, if there wasn't so much air quotes bad anime out there, right, would people make bad take content on it?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Because they do that now with good stuff that they're like, oh, this is woke and therefore, or this is racist and therefore what have you. You know, that's both. It's
what you're describing. What you're describing, Xeno, is the rise of social media, not the rise of bad anime.
That's fine.
I mean,
that's
how
what I
many people
wanted to
took the piss out of Mushoku Tensei without really understanding it. You know,
you can. It's Mushoku Tensei is one of those ones that's unfortunate because you can pick.
There are things to criticize about it
that are incredibly easy to criticize, and when you line them all up, seem like a litany of bad choices. It's only when you watch it in the context of the show and understand the context of the show that you actually can not so much excuse them, but understand them. And see that in the in context they aren't bad choices as such. Bad choices maybe by the author, just not by the characters.
No, I would actually say good choices by the author because the characters are supposed to have flaws.
Yes.
Right.
It could have other flaws though.
But anyway,
that's getting into the weeds on that one. No, so I think that when it comes down to the rise of social media, and the algorithm is what has caused these bad faith takes and actors, these posers, to rise to the top, because it's not just cream that rises to the top, it is the scum as well.
As the algorithm has prioritized conflict more and more, which has been admitted to more than once, you see more and more of this type of content in response.
Right.
Inverse bell curve. Bell curve. The most vocal points at either end are what get the most attention, whereas the vast majority of medium views gets none.
Yeah.
It looks at us. Sad. Right. So my next question is, what do you believe is the community impact of these anime posers?
I think people who are actually in the anime community, there's not going to be much impact at all, right? Like people who are actually not just watching on Netflix or Disney Plus. But for people who are not in the anime community or who are only watching on Netflix or Disney Plus and aren't the type to go and actually look deeper into this type of show, you know, whatever shows they're talking about on these bad takes, I think they're more likely to be turned away from getting deeper in, or will be guided towards whatever garbage is getting pushed by the creators.
I
disagree. We see that in other areas too, though.
See, my disagreement towards this is because I think we come from a place of, you know, we had the Twitter boom, we had the Tumblr crash, we had the MySpace stock exchange. I don't know why I'm saying that. But the whole point is we've been through so many rise and falls of social media. We have come to a point of just giving the fuck up when it comes to social media,
maybe have, but I don't think the general populace has.
But this is my point. So consider some platforms like Reddit, where people say, "Oh, I like Demon Slayer," and they start getting lambasted. I mean, hell, here's a brilliant one, right? The Gundam subreddit, right? You cannot say anything negative about Iron-Blooded Orphans on the Gundam subreddit because you'll just get banned, right? And it's like, but what about this in the show? Nope, banned. Okay, but I didn't like how it ended. Nope, banned. Right? You can't, like, if the greater anime community, which will include the posers, negatively impacts your viewing experience because of how you interact with the social aspects of the anime community, being a poser or not, I think that would actually turn you away from actually being able to enjoy anime entirely.
Here's a question for you, though, Xeno. Mm-hmm. Your example is a place where you're going into a forum related to the topic, and you're expressing a viewpoint that has been expressed a lot of times before.
Yeah.
And because of the differing viewpoints has caused a lot of debate before.
I can't. Sorry to interrupt.
Because you can't go on that subreddit doesn't mean there won't be one for you.
Yeah, but just to highlight, I cannot speak to whether or not these talking points were had before. All I can speak to is is totalitarian the correct word? Like the fact that you can't say any negative about Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's the comparison. There's a person I was listening to, an author that believed they were a very good expert on some of the earlier works of an author. Mm-hmm. And they went to a big convention to do with that author. Mm-hmm. And they were in the middle of a large discussion about whether this author held certain views. Mm-hmm. Right?
Are we talking about H.P. Lovecraft?
Came in,
I knew it.
It came in. No, not talking about Lovecraft. They came in talking about when they held certain views, and he came in with a zinger. They thought, oh yes, but what about this? And immediately, the adjudicator on the debate cracked down the hammer and said, we do not talk about that. And it's because it doesn't matter whether your viewpoint is valid or not. The debates it caused among the people there were so vehement and so long-lasting that it's better to ban any reference to it at all from the discussion than to allow discussions to go on, even if they're positive.
Though I get where you're coming from, the problem is that positive conversations about Iron-Blooded Orphans is perfectly allowed. It's just negative ones that aren't.
Look.
Right?
If you come into my restaurant, right, and you tell me that Gary's restaurant down the street has shitty eggs, I'm fine with that. But if you come into my restaurant and you tell me my eggs taste like shit, I'm going to kick you out. Right? That's all there is to it.
But that is in part the problem here. Talking about Mineta. But that in part is the problem, though, because people come down on you for your opinion, you are dissuaded from sharing your opinion.
But then you can just go to Bob's restaurant.
But
Bob's restaurant doesn't care. I mean, I assume these are in the rules. These are listed in the rules somewhere for this subreddit, because most subreddits have rules.
I mean, fuck knows.
Like if I have a sign on my restaurant that says no shirt, no shoes, no service, and you come in without shoes, I'm kicking you out. You know.
Mm-hmm. So
right.
I would think, just to bring this a little bit more onto your topic again, the question there is, I think that's just social media again.
Yeah.
I think that the rise of social media has influenced this in more than you'd think. And I feel that when you actually get to the bottom of posers in the anime sphere and gatekeepers in the anime sphere specifically, the negative impact they have is no different to the members of that subculture than it is for any other subculture. If you're a new person coming in and the first people you meet are the posers and gatekeepers, then yes, you'd be right. I would say that would put you off, as we discussed back in our episode about gatekeeping itself. These are not so much the gatekeepers, they are a hazard, our posers. And they will give you wrong views because they don't actually have enough experience to give you right views. And so they're a stumbling block on your entrance into the subgenre. However, anybody who's in the subgenre, in anime culture, will spot a poser. And the negative reaction we get from that is if they didn't appear to be one before. So in the video that inspired this one, a channel that was getting popular and rose to popularity since the pandemic basically outed themselves as posers. And that was a disappointment. And it's more like that negative feeling is coming from, oh, I actually liked them, but it turns out that they were faking it the whole time. I don't like being lied to.
I think in part this is where our age-old conversation of death of the artist comes in. It's okay to like the work, so you know these content creators in general, and I'm sorry if anyone asks the name, we're not naming them. If they their shorts, they were funny, they weren't the best thing in the universe, but if
they put those challenges to something else, it might have been better. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No. But what I'm saying is, like, my opinion of this group has minorly changed, right? If I still laugh at their short, I mean, I'm laughing at the short. I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at the art form, right? I'm laughing at the art.
A joke's a joke, even if it's told by somebody you don't really like.
Yeah.
It's just a complete contrast to what I have, where you like me, but my jokes are not jokes.
There's like a certain Minecraft series that I watched back in the day, and one of the people that's in it is now no longer part of that group for
justifiably not reasons. Part of it, I would say.
Yes, but that doesn't stop me from, if I want to, going back and watching that content and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even though I know that, yeah.
You have to draw the line somewhere. So but the problem is that these content creators that have outed themselves, they have caused such controversy as being posers that even the top men of anime have and women, to be fair, have turned around to talk about this. And I'm not kidding. So one of them released a video. How long ago was that video released? Oh wait, this is the wrong. When did they release that video? Wait a second.
Is that a tetrahedron? I think that was a tetrahedron.
So they released a video a week ago. Sorry, the one that I'm talking about, right? So a reaction video from some of the AniTuber community. They released their video a week ago, as of recording this, and then not a couple of days later, there was a hot take short comparing what they were talking about to the colonization of the United States of America, and and it's just like, whoa, where the hell is this coming from? Yeah, and but
from over-exaggerative parody, of course, but
my point is that, like, there are some people out there that are just trying to make a name for themselves by attacking other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's called
we
clout
don't want to
chasing.
name. Oh God, tell me about
Yes,
it.
it is. So I would expect to see in another 6 months to a year, at least 5 videos of people saying the rise and fall of this other channel, or whatever happened to this other channel if it stops.
And then in a year they'll probably be doing
producing
fine.
content.
Yep.
No, they'll
And then-
probably not. They'll probably have sunk down to the
Well, yes, they won't be as
a much
popular as they are
lower-
now, but they'll be doing fine.
much lower subscriber base, but still getting decent views, as it were.
Yeah.
Because if their content stays good, beyond the controversy, then they'll make it back. But if they decide that no, this is too much controversy, and they go their own separate ways, then no, they'll just fizzle out.
Right. Is there any other talking points we want to discuss?
Let's have a think. Gone through all of the social media rise. There is, I think, a little bit more to be talked about in the idea of them being a stumbling block, rather than, because I don't believe that anime posers are a actually malicious force. I think that's what stands them apart from gatekeepers in this, because true gatekeepers to a subculture, specifically anime, would say, "Oh, you like anime? Name 6 main characters from the Shonen Jump anime." You know, and question people and get up in their faces for being proverbially for daring to step into the same space as them through elitism, through questioning, through wanting to be better than other people for watching anime. And that's actually fairly recent in terms of its size. There weren't so many gatekeepers. I wouldn't have put the same kind of gatekeepers to be as prevalent back in the early days of anime, simply because the views were so negative about anime, about the general populace. Now that it's becoming popular, it gets gatekeepers because of the growing popularity and the influx of fans.
When it's a small
Posers-
subculture, people are more likely to be tribal in the fact that they stick together. But the bigger it gets, much like with real humans, those tribes split up and often come into conflict.
Yes.
I struggle with the whole gatekeeping side of things, mostly because I don't think I've ever truly experienced gatekeeping. Or if I have, I've just shrugged it off so hard that I don't remember it.
That is the usual case. The usual case would be, psychologically speaking, that you've experienced this, but it hasn't affected you in the same way because you haven't connected the concept to the actions.
Or you just don't care about other people's opinions that much.
Yeah, that's a very similar way of putting it.
Other people you don't care, like other random people. You don't care about their opinions as much.
Yes. So the thing that I would say is that gatekeeping is often seen as a malicious kind of thing in a way, to varying degrees. There's some very malicious gatekeepers and some not very. Just like, you want to come into my fandom, have you at least watched the entire series? And that's about it.
What constitutes as gatekeeping though? Because that's one thing I don't really understand.
It's derision from them to you based on you not having fulfilled an arbitrary set of requirements.
So if I was to say I'm an anime fan and you were to turn around and say, okay,
it literally comes from like gated communities in, I don't know if you have them over there, but we definitely have them over here.
Yeah, we do.
Right? And so you've got a security guard or whatnot that is hired to keep an eye on the gate and make sure the undesirables, the people that don't match your affluent lifestyle, can't come in.
But
if they don't meet your standards, specifically in your little community,
But in
it may not even be in your little community that you may be the most extreme of them or the least extreme.
Like, in terms of... The only other time I've known of gatekeeping is where it's things like, you know, preserve the original. Oh, you can't change
there's a
this.
lot of that
you
too,
shouldn't. Yeah. So, like, you know, oh, you shouldn't, you know, for example, I saw that online was a big thing about this with gatekeeping, where people came up to the author of Sword Art Online and gave them their own recommendations on how to change it to make it more, I hate to use this term, woke, but and the author was on board to receive that criticism and things like that. But a lot of the greater anime community was saying, like, you know, you shouldn't have this involvement. You know, let the author create their art. Let the author do what they want. If you don't like it, don't try and change it to fit your narrative, your agenda. Just go find something that you do like. Yeah?
I don't know how I feel about that one, because like a lot of people were like, oh, how can you change Snow White? Disney did it so well in the 30s, whatever it was. And I'm like, you do realize Disney changed it from the original, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is like, there's nothing wrong with changing stuff as long as it's not. Yeah,
it's when you change it badly. But
it's when you change it for malicious reasons.
It's more than just that, though, because like I'm talking about the you know, changing the source.
Yeah, that's
to fit.
Yes, yeah. If you're taking
gatekeeping,
the
story
whatever
purists, yes.
Disney, and saying, okay, we're going to use AI to edit to alter this to make sure to make it fit the original story now, and that's going to be the only version we have going forward. We're getting rid of the original Disney animated Snow White, and we're only having this
Star
one.
Wars cough.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
so
George.
Here's an interesting thing. Did you know that Walt Disney himself didn't want them to make another Snow White?
That's not surprising.
What, do they take him out of cryogenic suspension?
No, as in, it was literally in his writings. So it's preserved. It's preserved that he didn't want them to remake another one or to do it better. So
with gatekeeping, then I've given you my understanding of gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does gatekeeping work in the sense of social media with things like Reddit and stuff?
It is almost the same in that sense. It's the same attitude that you find in the anime purists that you've seen, or the source material purists that you've seen.
I've got a perfect example.
Let him finish.
You can't. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. So sorry.
Except it's related to other standards. So, have you seen this anime, this anime? Can you name these parts of these animes? If not, then you can't come to our community. You're not a true fan. You know, in the same way, you're not a true fan if you don't support the purity of the original. You're not a true fan if you haven't seen these same things that I've seen and believe exactly the same things about them that I do.
Right. So it'd be a case of you being.
You can't come into my Star Trek fans subreddit because you've never watched the original series, Zeno. You're not a real Star Trek fan. I can't believe you're not a real Star Trek fan because you haven't seen all of Kirk's adventures.
Okay, that.
And then if you watch
makes
TOS,
a lot more sense to me.
I can be like, oh, well, you're not a real fan because you haven't watched the animated series. I know we all think the animated series is bad, but you need to watch it if you're a real Trek fan.
Do you think, though, that these large communities, these communities where, you know, power corrupts, and they have, like, you know, we have millions of followers in this anime subreddit, do you think that, realistically, anime fans should seek out smaller communities and not bigger ones?
Yes and no. I mean, there's this thing called the monkey sphere, which is essentially we only have enough capacity in our brains to really know about 100 other people, and anything beyond that is just a concept to us rather than an actual thing. So we're geared towards smaller. Like I said, when the anime fandom got big enough, the big tribe separated out into smaller tribes that now have different niches and stuff. So it's kind of a natural thing to do, but it's also not necessarily a good thing because that's how you end up with echo chambers.
Yes,
that is a fair point. So maybe just multiple communities then, big and small.
Potentially, yeah.
So, but that's the key difference, I think, between these. Now that you see the example of gatekeeping, I don't see posers as gatekeepers, which a lot of other people do. That's what a lot of the people that were responding to this particular drama were saying, that this does ruin it for other fans that were brought in by them. But no, I'd say that they're more of a stumbling block to entry. They're not doing it to keep people out. They're doing it because if they think it makes them look better.
See, wait. The ones that outed themselves, or the
posers in general do. They take part because it makes them think they look better. They want to be part of the in crowd.
I do advocate for the purity of the source material. Don't get me wrong. If I was to watch, I don't think I'll ever watch the 2016, 2017 renditions of Berserk because I think my skin will just peel itself off.
That happens in one of them.
But
I'm sorry, Berserk has some nasty things happen in it.
I don't remember any skin peeling, but anyway, I've read it all. I want more. But with the purity of maintaining the source material, I do feel that there is something to be desired there. I think it is a good thing. Creatives higher up in the food chain should not be changing things, a la the original Full Metal Alchemist, a la Rosario to Vampire. Dear God, that does not resemble the bloody manga in the slightest. What was there's a whole bunch that just don't resemble the manga.
I don't know, because I feel like if the manga still exists, but they want to make an adaptation of it that's different, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. I don't think oh God, what's it called? The Thing, but not John Carpenter's The Thing?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah. I don't think that's actually true to the original content, is it? But I would say...
No, it's a sequel. The John Carpenter's The Thing is a sequel to the original The Thing, right?
Okay.
The 2018 The Thing is a remake of the original, I want to say 60s The Thing.
Gross. Okay, I need a better one. I need a better example. Okay, 2001: A Space Odyssey was actually being made at the same time the book was being written, and yet it is not the same as the book. And I have no problem with that because they're both really good versions.
I think the problem here is case in point, either Rosario to Vampire or even Seven Deadly Sins, where they change something or a hell of a lot of something, and it is nowhere near the source material. And when the individual is like, oh, I've run out of Rosario to Vampire, I'll go read it. They go read it, and it's nothing like the anime that they've watched. They're either going to be left disappointed that they didn't get what was actually in the manga, or they're left disappointed that they can't read more of what was presented in the anime, right? Because they are that different, yeah?
Yes.
A case in point with Seven Deadly Sins, they changed the ending ever so slightly to make it more complete, concluded, and rounded off in the end of season 1, and then they're like, oh, you're greenlit for another season. We've just completely ruined it.
I think I felt that way about Sphere. Have you ever read Michael Crichton's The Sphere or seen the movie?
No, I've seen the movie though.
Okay, the movie is yes. The book is incredible, but they have to squish it down so much to fit it into a movie, kind of like Jurassic Park. Although that one turned out okay. That it deviates a lot from the source material.
Right.
And I still enjoyed it, but only because I had read the book, and so I understood the parts that were missing.
So I've got another perfect example, right, of remaining true to the source material, and it's my favorite show ever. It's The Guyver, right? In the original OVA adaptation of The Guyver, they introduced Hyperzonoid Team 5 really early on, before the whole fight with Enzyme and everything. And basically, the entirety of Hyperzonoid Team 5 are wiped out before they were introduced in the manga, right? Which means that everything to do with Aptum stealing the bodies of Hyperzonoid Team 5 couldn't possibly happen, because they're already dead before Aptum's even introduced, right? So the original anime source material deviates so massively from the manga, it is not possible to actually continue. Yeah, and you know
there's a solid example in more recent movies as well. One of the adaptations I was very much looking forward to is oh god, what's it called?
War of the Worlds with Ice Cube.
No, Mortal Engines. So Mortal Engines had this. It's actually a pretty damn good fantasy series, but the end of the first movie changed something so integral to the plot of the books,
right,
that you literally cannot do it anymore. So in the books, a character dies, and so is completely absent from any other thing, and because they die, they end up the other characters around them, connected to them, make certain choices and do things in a certain way, and the main characters end up doing something because in memorial to them, and doing certain actions. But in the movie, the climactic ending, they save that character. So now they literally cannot create a second movie that's true to the books. It's just not possible, because none of those events will happen.
That actually did also happen with Jurassic Park, which is why the second Jurassic Park movie is so different from the book. Radically different.
Like, I am for the purity of the source material, because I trust more in the author than I do the people that are doing the screenplay adaptation and the director, right? Do I think they can do an amazing job? Yes. Case in point, Rising of the Shield Hero Season 1. Do I think they could do a shit job? Yes. Case in point, Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2, right? And I really feel that it's so important to make sure that your adaptations are as faithful as possible, because you don't know what may happen at the end of your series, right? You may get greenlit for a second season, and then you have to do a retcon because you kind of fucked it up. However, gatekeeping is a no-no, right? Let people watch what they want to watch. Let people experience what they want to. Don't fucking force people to enjoy anime the way you enjoy it. Like,
that's actually a part of gatekeeping we didn't talk about. We talked about the you're not a real fan unless you've watched, but we could also go with the you're not a real fan if you've watched. Like we can't let you into our community if you've watched and enjoyed Mushoku Tensei.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because do you want Jurassic World Rebirth? Because that's how you get Jurassic World Rebirth. Anyway,
is that
we've gone
most
right off
recent
the topic of the anime posers, though. So
right, but at the same time,
I think not all posers are gatekeepers, but I think posers can be gatekeepers.
I think stumbling blocks to entry.
No, I think gatekeepers are the opposite of posers. I think gatekeepers are the ones that are trying to keep the posers out. And although I am in favor of stopping the bullying, you don't stop bullying with yet more bullying.
Exactly.
You know, it's yeah. Anyway.
All right. I think we've exhausted
conclusion time?
our topics on this one.
Yeah, we managed to fill the whole hour and a half. Hooray!
I mean, I was like, oh shit, we're running out of content with 20 minutes left. I'm like, oh no, we
did it.
So,
we did it. We got there.
I think in conclusion, right? Anime posers, to me, if you're a bully, right, get out. Just get out. I don't want anything to do with you if you're a bully, right? Be it poser or gatekeeper. Don't want anything to do with it.
Anime posers are a blight on our community, and they should be
right,
rooted out at all costs.
Tourist is not the right term.
Tourist is not the right term.
But I believe that anime posers are only harmful if you don't spot them coming. Because posers that you can see are posers are just comedy bait. I love it.
And don't trust everything. He says, don't trust everything social media tells you, because
I went down that path once and it was bad. Ugh.
Well, yeah, because I mean, so much of this stuff is done for clout. Yeah. Right? It's done to get the numbers higher. It's done to get sponsorship deals so that they can afford rent. Like that's the main. Yeah, you get the idea, right?
Listen to actual reviewers that aren't out for the clout, like us. Because even though we might have different opinions than you would, we're going to give you our honest opinions, and we're not doing it for the views.
Yeah,
well, we are, but we want to be getting the views the right way.
Entertainment first.
And some of us will go into insane detail to justify our opinions.
Lol. Right. Okay.
Yes. Not naming any names.
Should we? Anyway, right. We move on to the
diagrams.
Move on to the supporter questions, which apparently we only have one of.
Yeah, I didn't get one in this week, and I guess Thaylien didn't either.
Yeah, I should.
Right.
It's been that kind of week.
And again, I didn't have a topic until yesterday, so
yeah, it's just been that kind of week.
You didn't have a topic at all. I came up with it.
I had 3 topics.
Sure. Anyway, I'm teasing you. Right. Moving on to the supporter questions. Rugel asks, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, then Kanpai News is very interested in you. Please sign up below this video by hitting the button labeled subscribe to have about half an hour of anime news every Tuesday. Zrul also asks, what is the silliest anime that you enjoyed the most?
It's a three-way tie between Samurai Pizza Cats, Ghost Stories, and Excel Saga.
That's between Excel Saga and Space Dandy for me, because I did really find the funny parts of Dandy very funny.
Too easy, Keijo.
Yes.
So
contender.
It is. I've never actually watched Icon. Genuinely never.
If you've seen those clips I've used in Notice Me Senpai, you've seen Icon.
Okay, fair enough then. But yeah, no. Keijo. Right. So that's it for the supporter questions. If you want to ask us a supporter question, subscribe to my Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah. Just $1 a month. It all goes to Nasuth for editing stuff.
Basically.
So. Yep. Right. And gives you powers to torment us or me. Right, moving on to
Zeno.
The comments from last week. So, First of all, from the news,
Todd actually
the
commented.
awesome Todd says, I will be jealous of anyone going to see the JoJo lithograph and
Lenticular.
What the fuck is lenticular?
It changes when you look at it from different angles.
Oh, okay. Well, like one of those hologram cards.
Sort of, but lenticular is where it's got angled plastic over the top of it, so it actually has two pictures with thin slices, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yep, so I will be very jealous of anyone going to see the JoJo lithograph and lenticular works. That exhibition sounds awesome. I have to double check that one. Thank you for the news. Didn't know about Webtoon policy changes. Yep. Strombus Shell says, I never actually watched Chainsaw Man. I guess I should get on that. Or maybe I'll wait to hear if the movie's good. Or read it. Just read it. Read it. Read it.
It's a really good read. But it's not a bad anime either.
How far have you read? Are you up to date?
Not up to date, no.
Okay. And Strombus Shell also asks, pretty good news this week. Sorry, says. Zrugal says, news! Oh, that Haruura...
Urara.
Is it Haruura?
That's the horse.
Was that a name? Was that... Why do I feel that's wrong? I don't know, it just feels that wrong. Story was the most heartwarming, sad story I've ever had. Yep. Short news week this week. And that's okay. Good job, guys. The facts and rumors were
this week's
informative.
longer, though.
Yep. Then moving on to the cast. Zrugal says, Kanpai! At 2 minutes, jump cut. Seamless cut. Very well done, but I noticed. Nasuth says, but did you notice the one at 3:50 and the one at 1 hour, 39 and 14 minutes? I can't remember seconds. I can't remember why we were having those issues. Actually, Naruku is a great pick for replacing the Predator. Good pick, Thaylien. Naruku? Who's Naruku?
Naraku.
From it's from
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha, yes.
Right, okay. Still haven't seen that.
He's the spider demon.
Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho into Ghostbusters. That would have been hilarious. I've only seen the live action of Yu Yu Hakusho, but I totally get it. Okay, I did my honorable mentions backwards. I picked characters first and put them into movies, but here you go. Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Into Maverick.
I didn't read this ahead of time.
Maple from Beaufry into Pitch Black.
It's Vin Diesel replacement.
Goblin Slayer from Goblin Slayer into John Wick.
Maybe, I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
Lupin the Third into Ocean's 11. Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so funny. And last but not least, put Aqua from Konosuba into Gods of Egypt, because that movie was a disaster anyway. I don't know if I've watched Gods of Egypt.
Oh,
terrible. Yeah, it's awful.
It is. Well, it's switch your brains off movies, and even then, it's not quite that good.
Yep. I had to share a few of those. Sorry. Great memes this week. I had to share a few of those. Good. Strombus Shell says, this is not the tier list. I mean, cool idea, guys. Jokes aside, I put Ippo from Fighting Spirit into Rocky.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be that would be awesome. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Cool show, guys. Great memes too. Kanpai. There we go. Right, and speaking of the memes, it's time to move on to the memes.
Just to be clear, that was my typo, not Strombus's.
Yeah, that's fine. Why don't you just copy and paste?
Well, see, I a lot of times they're not necessarily capitalized or punctuated properly, and I figure to make it easier to read, I should at least go through, give them a pass to do that.
Fair. You just spelled it wrong. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Hit an R instead of a T. Anyway, memes. Everyone loves memes. We have most of ours from Reddit. Not always, though. And we also take viewer memes. You can come to our Discord, drop in your favorite viewer memes into the meme submission channel. and somebody is kind enough to gather them up for us, so we don't even see them until this episode, or until we see them in the episode. So we got.
I have a confession. I did accidentally sneak in there.
Oh no!
For, like, just a discussion on something.
So my fifth meme is not safe for work.
Sorry, your what?
His fifth meme is not safe for work, and my fifth meme is definitely 100% horrifically not safe for work.
Gotcha. All right. So we got four viewer memes this week. Let's start in with those.
Kakarot.
I love that. Brilliant. Oh, it's amazing.
Here's where I put my Dragon Balls, if I had any.
Oh my god.
Vegeta's neck had the most substantial character development in TV in Dragon Ball. It's true. It's so true.
Oh wow.
The style from the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, which was very close to original Dragon Ball, versus
yeah. Oh my god.
Toriyama went into his Rob Liefeld attraction era. Anyway, number 3.
Oh my god.
Studio Ghibli, Cream of the Fireflies.
No, this is for your own good. And then Studio Ghibli responds with Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh.
Right. And the last viewer meme.
Friend, me. I actually liked Twilight. Me. I don't understand. Imagine if you switched the genders. Me who likes trashy anime. I understand completely. Yep. Yeah.
Thaylien, why are you in this picture?
Yep.
No, that's the thing, is that I would hate... I hate Twilight even when they switch the genders, because...
Oh, Xeno, why are you in this picture?
Terrible writer.
Because I like Star
She's
Trek.
awful. Yeah, that's true.
Right, on to mine, all of which should be safe for work. Steel melting at 1,370 Celsius. Durian fruit withstanding 330 degrees Celsius. 3,300 degrees Celsius for some reason.
Oh my fucking god, what?
It does, doesn't it?
It does. It
I
does.
didn't even think of it that way.
Weird. Right, my next one's video. Me rising out of my grave when a dude who attended my funeral says to my wife, "I'm here for you."
Oof. NTR not good.
This coffee will give me what I need to get through Shield Hero Season 4. Hey, down here. I don't know, show you shit. I haven't caught up on Season 4, but I have a feeling it fell off hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already seeing problems with it at 6, so... Anyway, Jack Black Anaconda remake!
Oh my god, what? Hold on. Is there genuinely an Anaconda remake?
Probably.
God, that film was... God, that movie was terrible.
Wait, did I do my fourth? I did do my fourth, right?
Sure.
Wait. This is my fourth. Okay. Catfish. I'm pretty sure I've had this one before. I don't care.
Oh, but look at him sat. That's not right.
That's not right. And my last one. Nintendo patent number 12,403,397.
God.
Can't summon creatures anymore.
Can't summon creatures by throwing down an object to fight for you.
Brilliant.
And now on to Thaliens.
It's 2 specific scenes from the new Pantheon stockings. Unification.
Oh.
As if that's the first time Pantheon stocking did some.
No,
okay.
not the first. It's the Royal Canadian Miku Police.
What the fuck?
It's apparently there is an official crossover with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police to have Miku be their recruiting icon for a bit.
Fair.
But the Royal Canadian Miku Police.
Well, if we had Brazilian Miku, now we can have Canadian Miku. It's fine.
Yeah. I've tasted unemployment and I've tasted 9 to 5. I recommend not being born.
Oh, so true. So true.
You got Nanami there. Lol.
We found this guy in Sakamoto days.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Put him in.
God.
Shit! That's incredible.
That's brilliant.
I need to show this to some people. Right, so this is the spicy one, yeah? Number 5?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, incredibly not safe for work, apparently.
Yes. I will grant you each of you one wish. Please, anything you desire. I desire hardcore, unprotected, sweaty hand-holding. The cat girl is too lewd.
Oh my god.
Incredibly lewd. Oh my god, I can't believe you'd show this smut on our stream, on our show. Right, and your last one's a video.
Alright, in your costume. Oh my god, what are you wearing?
What do you mean?
You were supposed to be Himmel!
I am Himmel! Couldn't I still hear it?
I swear I've seen that one before on here, but I don't care.
Brilliant.
So almost all of Xeno's are videos. Yes. He's only got 2 that aren't, but they are number 2 and 3, so we'll start with a video.
Oh, hey, do you mind getting the door?
Okay, who is it?
Oh, I just ordered some Italian.
Oh my god.
The hilarious thing is, it's them. It's, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
No!
Oh,
No, stay with me! Don't leave me! Yep.
It's okay, season 3 is confirmed. It's alright.
Season 3
It'll all
is
be
confirmed. Okay.
It's a symbol of those who can use destruction. Stick it on your ear!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It all makes sense now.
Oh, dear.
Time for a video.
Slippery little bastard!
That's beautiful.
Super.
You would.
I remember this. So I all I know is this one. Next one's spicy. That's all I remember. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember.
Okay.
What it is.
I'm worried.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Yep. I almost used this one. Almost.
Yep.
I think I've seen variants of that.
Yeah.
This was the first time I saw this variant.
Yes.
And lastly.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Gold Ship really. I haven't even watched that show, and I probably never will. But Gold Ship really is the best, isn't she?
Yeah. She's just stupid.
Something I did see that was entertaining to watch was they got a 60-year-old Japanese horse racing expert and laid out all of the about 20 of the Uma Musume, the most popular ones, and said, "Can you recognize them from their uniforms and hair color?"
Oh yeah.
And the second one he picked up and looked at it, it's the hair, Gold Ship. It's absolutely right.
Nice.
He was absolutely right.
Oh god, that series is so random and wild. Like, yeah. Right.
It was.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Right.
What's next week, Xeno?
Are we doing the reviews next week? I can't remember.
I think we are, because I think the last of the series end during this coming week.
Oh jeez, I'm going to have to get on that this week. Oh,
Yeah, I think I.
Oh jeez, Rick.
Problem is, like, I don't fucking watch Clever Task. I don't want to watch Clever Task. I really don't want
Menace
to.
is really excited about season 2 already being confirmed. So it's gotta be okay, Xeno. It's gotta be all right.
Not from the first 6 episodes. I'd rather fucking shoot myself.
Yeah. I can see why you would say that.
It's all right. Everyone has different tastes.
Am I the only one that's watching it? I can't remember.
You are the only one. I gave. Oh, you were watching it too?
Yeah, I have been from the start.
Oh, there you go, Xeno. You might not have to review it. You can give it to Thaylien.
Remember, I reviewed it on the 6th episode review, and it was.
Did you? That's what I did.
When Xeno said he wanted to drop one of the two, Because I began with the whole thing of how the mediocre have fallen.
Right. That's it. We're done. No, okay. So thank you very much for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up. And Kanpai.
Yeah.